this matrix we call life is about to change, or like end. We call this like a game, like the paradigm. End of the game, like it might still be the same world for a little bit, but it's going to change, just like World War One changed the Middle East, right? Like there's all these new countries and shit. It's going to change the United States into probably separate countries too. But it's going to change the morality. Like we're like in the end game. Like in a video game, like how like everything's in peril. Like the economy is just shit, and like everyone's just doing this tariffs just to charge us more. It's actually against the people rather than against the country. Yeah, it's against the American people, or like Canada doing it to us is actually against their own people, and China too, and shit, everything else. But like, it's going to change freedom of will into the hive mind. Like they're going like with World War II, how they demonized fascism. They're going to demonize freedom of will by going against the country that make the country that will lose, that represents it the most, or like the people that represent it, and probably put them into mental asylums or some shit, like in fucking the mid 1800s, with all those mental asylums, like how the world changed back then too, with this new technology and shit. The first industrial shit. But like fucking like we see like basically like how demonized the U.S. is, like they be helping out that country in the Middle East. You can't call them, but I call them Yahuds, and it's direct translation in Arabic to that one word. You can't say the J word. So yeah, but freaking like they're doing all this damage, and just like making the U.S. look like the enemy, and like this freedom just like freedom's good and free will's good, but they're just like the dangers of freedom of will, like you need an AI assistant person, or I mean device. I mean not person, AI fucking device to help you with this shit. Like free will with these airplanes and shit. People, piloting it with their freedom of will is causing major damage. So we need better where assistance with it. So we need something that's just programmed to pilot better, I guess. But yeah, and the air traffic people or whatever, air traffic people, that narrative, and like more individuals having jobs. Trump fired like, what was it, 25% of people are going to be, I don't know, like, I don't fully listen to the Matrix news, only when it's with Gaza, really, but like, everything else, I just kind of like hear from the fucking, the truthers, right? Because like, Zog will just try to drain my energy, or whatever this Zog shit, just taking control of everything. And like, freedom will, like, we'll have an AI assistant everything. And we see how China's been building up, like, they barely did shit, but they did do a lot of damage, actually. But like, the U.S. helped out do a lot of damage, like with the billionaires trying to do with that shit in 2020. They intentionally made it. It was a no accident. It was basically like the first thing of the decline of the U.S., like, and just like a great decline, and like how Germany is going to be, looked at as like the enemy. Like like a lot of this shit is just like basically like you take a side or whatever. So like, it doesn't matter what side they wanted to, push some politics against the people. So like they'll use either side to push a political goal, but like, you know, see which one does the best out of their limitations to get to that goal, and have people take sides and legitimize their ideals. It's complicated, but yeah, like who be giving all this money to the U.S. and China? Like, it's the Yahoo, it's Zog. I can't say what the fuck, you know, what they are, like, fully, like, in English. I did in Arabic, but, you know, the AI is not going to pick it up. But, like, if you know what Zog is, you know what I'm talking about. And it's the whole system controlled by them. And a bunch of Zog-faced people, like, you know, the Smile for Evil, like, you know, like Gavin Newsom and shit. Or, like, fucking Donald Trump, like, they'll be smiling for the fucking people that they are been controlled by, or work with them, or some shit. But yeah, but the goal is basically to have everybody have an assistant AI with them, or have this big authoritarian control where freedom and individualism, free will is demonized, where you have no freedom of will. You're just part of the hive mind. And that's the end game. And what's going to be moralized is the fucking everyone needs assistance and shit. And basically, like, with the video game, everything's at peril, and everything's just heading towards the end, and everything's getting worse, and we'll see what, you know, the peril will end, and, you know, and everyone will be happy about, will be Zog-faced about fucking whatever will help them, and won't think of freedom will. It's like, oh god, I didn't have to think about that. I'll give it up. Just do something for me, and type of shit. That's what they will say. And it'll be moralized, and U.S. will be looked as Nazi Germany.